A look back at 1887. This is the National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This grand architecture, built in the late 19th century, served as a peaceful sanctuary for veterans who dedicated their lives to the country. A rare glimpse from 1889, captured at the corner of 706 North Jefferson Street from an old photo book published right in Milwaukee. Notice the stunning architecture, featuring a distinctive round roof tower. Down on the street, a man stands beside a horse-drawn water wagon while pedestrians gather nearby, frozen in time. October 1887. The streets of Milwaukee are packed for a historic celebration. This massive parade was held to welcome President Grover Cleveland during his goodwill tour across the country. Look at the incredible crowd, the marching band filling the air with music, and the horse carriages moving through a sea of citizens, capturing a monumental moment in the city's history. Standing strong since 1849, this is the historic Layton House, located on Forest Home Avenue. Designed in a classic Federal style, it served as a vital stop along the original plank road connecting Milwaukee and Muskego. By 1880, under the management of Victor Shute, it remained a bustling landmark with horses and carriages waiting patiently outside, a true relic of early pioneer days. The Plankinton House, located just across the street in the foreground in 1880. The Chamber of Commerce at the intersection of Broad and Michigan Streets in 1885. The building stands in the center of the photo, with a telephone pole on the right, a large fence in front, and a pushcart nearby. Milwaukee Street and Main Street in 1882. This view of West Milwaukee Street, taken from the Milwaukee Bridge, shows unpaved roads with horses and carriages. It features the Seaside Oyster House, W.C. Holmes Merchant Tailor, and John Griffith's Hardware Store. You can also see advertisements for King's Bookstore and News Depot and the Daily Recorders. A massive crowd floods a street in Milwaukee as a band performs during a Songerfest competition in 1886. The UW football team in 1889. Back row, Longinman, Sheldon, Clark, Sumner, Ackert, Brumder, and McNaught. Seated row, Soup, Brooks, Kerr, Captain Mayers, Prale, and Bruce. Front row, Blackburn. The Gettleman Brewery in 1880. This brewery was built by George Schweikart after he arrived in the city in 1856. He purchased 3 acres of land on what was then Watertown Plank Road, now located near State Street, and constructed the very first building. The Brumder Building in 1880. Mr. Brumder and his family lived on the second floor. As noted in the image, Mr. George Brumder is pictured on the right, standing at the ground floor entrance. His wife, Mrs. Henrietta, stands on the left at the top of the stairs on the side of the building. There are 2 signs placed on the wooden sidewalk near the street corner. One sign along the top of the building reads, Germania Commercial Book and Job Printing. A small horse-drawn carriage is visible at the bottom right. An exterior view of the Schlitz Brewery Company with 2 men and a boy wearing vests and hats in the foreground in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1888. Hawks Inn in Delafield, 1884. This 2-story building features a Greek Revival style with shutters on all windows. 4-sided columns support the second-floor porch. 3 men can be seen on the porch. The inn was originally located on Genesee Street, but has now been moved to Wells Street in Delafield. A brass band performs in a fenced outdoor area while a crowd gathers around at a Songerfest competition in 1886. A rare look inside the Schlitz Brewery bottling plant in Milwaukee in 1892. Women and men can be seen working diligently at the machines, capturing a busy moment in the historic factory. The private home of Matthias Stein in 1884. The subtitle states that the center building is the oldest house in Milwaukee, built by Matthias Stein in January 1838. The house is only 2 stories tall, with taller buildings on both sides separated by fenced walkways. The Gottfriedson and Son Brewery in 1880. This location is on Milwaukee Avenue at Middle Street. The driver of the 1-horse carriage is Conrad Hansis, and the driver of the 2-horse carriage is John Kriegsmann. Jacob G. Gottfriedson was born in Denmark in 1821 and settled in Kenosha in 1846. He started the brewery business in 1858 and operated under his name until 1877, when he brought his son in as a partner. In 1890, they leased their buildings to the E. Grieshock Brewing Company, of which Frederick J. Gottfriedson was president. The Union Depot Station in 1885. This station served the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul, Wisconsin Central, and Milwaukee Northern Railroads. The station building is located on the left, while the downtown area can be seen in the distance. A few men pose for a photo with locomotive number 87 of the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad, built by the Schenectady Locomotive Works in 1885. This image was taken near Cherry Street. The view of the river looking north from the Wisconsin Avenue Bridge in 1885. At the bottom of the image, a pier with a small building and advertisements extends over the water. Signs for Callahan's Billiard Hall, Van Houten's Cocoa, Singer's Sewing Machines, and a theater are visible along the buildings along the left riverbank. The Allis Reliance Works in 1886, a lumber yard with freight cars and the factory buildings in the background. This image was taken while the factory was protected by the state militia during the first general strike in Milwaukee. The Schlitz Palm Garden in 1886, the east side of the Schlitz Palm Garden on North 3rd Street, south of West Wisconsin Avenue. The Schlitz Palm Garden opened on July 3, 1886, and was one of the most famous and luxurious gardens in Milwaukee. The general office of the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railway Company in the Mitchell Building in Milwaukee in 1887. The Lemuel Hull House in 1887. Built in 1840 by Lemuel Hull with William Singer as the mason. The basement was created by cutting down the hill. It originally had only 2 stories. The first and second floors feature a porch with columns. A row of 4 windows runs along the facade of the top 2 floors, while the ground floor has only 2 windows and a shuttered door. The Byron Kilbourne House in 1887, located at the northwest corner of Grand Avenue and 4th Street. It was built in 1854 at a cost of $18,000. Storefronts were added in 1868, and the building was demolished in 1886. Panorama Artists in Milwaukee in 1887, a group of German artists relaxing in the studio of the American Panorama Company during a break while painting a panorama of Jerusalem depicting the crucifixion of Christ. The Layton Art Gallery in 1888, a view from across the street looking at the facade of the original Layton Art Gallery building at 758 North Jefferson Street. 2 men stand at the top of the stairs between the columns surrounding the entrance. A viaduct of the Chicago and Northwestern Railway on the line along the Milwaukee River in 1889. The viaduct has 2 arched openings with boulders lined along the water path. 2 men stand near the viaduct. One holds a camera facing the stone structure while the other looks toward the viewer. Behind the viaduct is a wider body of water with trees and bushes and low vegetation grow in the foreground. Courthouse Square in 1889. The fountain is in the center, with trees lining the edge of the small square. A man sits on a stone bench, and children can be seen on the left. The courthouse can be seen in the distance. Mason Street in 1889, looking down the street toward Lake Michigan, which can be seen at the end of the road. The unpaved street is lined with trees and has houses on both sides. On the right, a man wearing a hat stands with a young girl on the sidewalk. Located at 9th Street and Grand Avenue in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1889. The house is partially hidden behind trees and a lawn. The main house stands in the center, and a domed greenhouse extends from the main house to the left. An exterior view of the National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers with a cannon in the foreground in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on May 19, 1887. A farmer's market with horse-drawn carriages and a man leading a cow in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. A panoramic view looking down East Water Street from Wisconsin Avenue with buildings, people, and street traffic, including horse-drawn carriages and horse-drawn streetcars in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. A view up Grand Avenue from 9th Street looking toward 2 horse-drawn carriages and a horse-drawn streetcar on the tree-lined street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. A view of East Water Street looking from the Kirby House in the 1880s. A circus in town at the corner of West Water Street and Grand Avenue in the 1880s. Looking south from the dome of the Exposition Building in the 1880s. A view along Van Buren Street looking north from Mason Street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. The German market in the distance on the right side of the street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. 2 horse-drawn carriages in the foreground are headed toward the market. Pedestrians are walking on the wooden sidewalk on the left side of the street. An exterior view of the old courthouse with a park in the foreground in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1885. The National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1887. Firefighters standing next to a steam fire engine in front of the fire station at the National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on May 19, 1887. The National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers in 1887. A view looking out from the entrance of the National Home. A fountain and trees are framed by the archway with a hanging lantern. Female telephone operators at the only telephone exchange in Milwaukee in 1883. These rare photographs have given us a unique glimpse into the rich history of Milwaukee in the late 19th century. If you enjoyed this journey through time, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below to share your thoughts on these historic moments. Thank you for watching.